Hi, it's Romy. Welcome to my channel, Aries. This is your April 2021 soul story. Happy solar returns. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, you may find that this general reading gives you some insights and messages to help you navigate the coming weeks. So we are at the beginning of a brand new astrological cycle, and it's a real cosmic charge for you. You know, the stars and the energies are speaking your language. Mercury moves into your sign from the 3rd of the month, and then we build up to a new moon on the 11th. In your sign, and it's going to give you more certainty. It's going to give you an opportunity to start to reclaim things. We're moving from that feeling of everything has potential to I'm actually doing it, I'm expressing it, I'm embodying it, and recognizing that the sun is already shining, the flowers are already in bloom. There are things in your life that you have already set the intention for, and we now want you to stop and recognize actually the progress that's been made. That's going to be really important because it's going to help you to harness and take advantage of where this beautiful boost is going to be coming in this first part of April. So we open up with the energy of the lovers, and you know, we still have Mars and Gemini right now. Gemini links into that sign of the lovers. Interestingly, on the 12th of the month, the asteroid goddess Juno, wife of Jupiter, who is connected to soulmates, to marriage, to commitment and love, very similar to the energy of Venus, is going retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. So there's some internal kind of checks and balances that you're going to be doing by way of relationships, and something about the need to kind of step outside of yourself and really assess some of the important connections in your life. But we're really seeing you having a strong focus on what you want to commit to through the course of April, whether it be a person, whether it be a new opportunity, something that's coming your way, because you are exceptionally magnetic through the course of this month, and we want you to take advantage of that energy that you're going to be naturally just giving out to the universe. And there's a real realization, I think, of where you've given away parts of your identity in order to feel more love or feel more validated or seek more success. And so there's something about really coming home to those parts of yourself as we celebrate the kind of first house aspect of that solar returns. And you know, you're being reminded that it's not a time where you need to keep digging for validation, for qualification from anyone outside of yourself, even from the universe. It's a time to really start to trust in yourself and have more of that certainty, and as a result start to reclaim things that are really important in your life. Now, Venus also moves into the sign of Taurus from the 14th, very sensual, loving energy that comes in when she moves into the sign that she feels very at home in. And so by way of those relationships, we are seeking to feel more of a sense of balance and commitment. And if things are out of kilter, then you're going to be put in a position where you are really starting to discuss openly with yourself and others what's working, what isn't. And there is this sense as well of like you're in a place now, you know, we've got this Queen of Pentacles energy coming through, where I feel like that you're stronger than the fear, the doubt, the need to be right, the need to try and get, you know, ahead or try to push or force or cajole. There's something far more inherently balancing coming in by way of your energy and trust in knowing the path that you're on and where you're being guided right now. There's a suggestion here that you are very busy by way of an awful lot of people needing your attention, needing your time, needing your energy. And so there's a prioritization that's also having to happen. And I think that's also coming into some of these relationships that you're needing to be in sort of more honest conversations with, because it's like, you know what, I've got so much going on. This is what I can commit to. This is what I can promise. This is what I can deliver on. But here's also where I need support, where I need help. And you know, that Queen of Pentacles, that nice earthy energy coming in to ground you where you need it, and really to remind you that, you know, the cycles that we move through by way of season. And remember, we've just come out of that equinox rebalancing time through March. You know, there is a new rhythm that's being created, and one that wants to help you prioritize things so that you get to have everything that it is you're looking for. It's not just having to make sacrifices and compromises, you know, for everybody else. So it's a time when you're taking a little bit more control by way of situations as well. Now, you may well have an earth sign that you're dealing with in a specific relationship, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, that might be important or influential by way of what's unfolding for you through this month of April. I do see that people are listening to what you have to say, and it is important that you're just really honest. You know, I think that there's an energy of where perhaps you've held back and now you're just prepared to actually just kind of be fairer in your addressing of what your needs, wants, and desires are. We've got the energy of justice coming in. It's that balancing Libran quality that wants to bring a situation to a point of resolution or to a state where you feel there can be meaningful progress or a way forward. So if you're dealing with things outside of personal romantic relationships, Aries, that are needing to find that sense of fairness, those checks and balances taking place to ensure that you can move forward with more of a sense of certainty. You've got some very supportive energies coming in on that front. Now, we also on the 20th have Vesta, the asteroid, that beautiful spiritual priestess energy that requires that level of stillness, of peace, of finding sacred space within ourselves, moving direct in Virgo, really helping you to make sure that what you are getting involved in, what you are embarking upon, what you are signing up to by way of anything in terms of agreements, contractually, legally, that you're also doing it with a firm sense of sovereignty, that you know what you're getting into, that you're honouring what your needs are going to be, not just now but also in the future. And there's something really important about that, because when we do come into Taurus season from the 19th onwards, you know, this is about your second house of value and self-worth. So you're going to be firmly considering all possibilities and just making sure that you're making some really wise choices through the course of April. Now, of course, we do have that impulsive energy and sometimes quite intense emotional outbursts that can come up by way of Aries season. We also have an awful lot of conjunctions taking place with Uranus through the course of April. Conjunctions, of course, are like that merging, that meeting. They want to be on the same team, but sometimes they can be uncomfortable bedfellows depending on what the planets are saying and doing with one another. But what you can expect from it is that there are some surprising, exciting possibilities and news that wants to be discussed and unearthed. And we've got this Nine of Cups energy coming in where we're really being reminded of what the desire, what the purpose of what it is that you're going after is all about. You know, what is at the root of it? What is at the foundation of it? Because as you have more certainty and clarity moving forward, as you're coming to terms with things to a greater degree, as you're getting stronger in your mindset and your outlook and realizing that you're not just the potential, that you are actually the full expression of these things, you know, the universe is really saying, hey, Aries, what is it that you want? Like, help us help you. You know, if you want to start reclaiming things, what is that thing that lights you up? Where is the pleasure being derived from? And from the healthiest possible place. Now, we've got a full moon coming in the real passionate, intense water energy of Scorpio toward the end of the month. And just ahead of that, Mars moves into the sign of Cancer. So a lot of emotional water energy that's going to be putting a firm focus for you in and around where you are receiving that pleasure, that love, that enjoyment of life, you know, and perhaps in and around the discussions that you're having by way of partnerships and connections, it's going to be really important to address that. Now, there's something for me about this Nine of Cups coming in with the Six of Pentacles and with Justice that says it's important that we get the right balance so that we don't lose ourselves. So for me, there's also a suggestion that for some of you, you know, there might be a little bit of spring fever going on, and there could be some really interesting and exciting, thrilling connections or opportunities that come in, but just make sure that you're holding some of the grounded realization of what it was that you'd been prioritizing over the last few weeks, and that, you know, that you don't allow those I guess those energies to kind of overtake or overwhelm you, okay? There is this sense of maintaining one's balance being exceptionally important so that you can continue to see the progress that you've already really got off to a wonderful start with. I do think that there is a firm focus as well on making sure that things are not taken to excess. And I'm going to say that in relation to lots of different areas. So first of all, that you're not trying to drive something forward to the cost of your health, to the cost of other things that need to be taken care of, i.e. your health, your well-being, or just other aspects of your life. And, don't prioritize or put anyone on that pedestal or anything outside of yourself to the degree that you're losing that stillness and that center point. That's what Vesta moving direct on the 20th is really reminding you of as she sits in the energy of Virgo, where she's the natural ruler and feeling very comfortable. So we just want to have that beautiful sense of equilibrium. Now, the Six of Pentacles does suggest that there's more help and support coming in, especially for those of you that might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed if there's too much to do, or you're trying to reprioritize or juggle or just figure out, how do I make all of this happen? I think there is a suggestion that you may also want to be the one that's stepping in to help others at this time, because you feel you've managed to find a little bit of balance perhaps in your own life in some aspect, and from a karmic perspective it's just a good opportunity to be able to give back. If you feel called in that direction, I think the universe will step forward and direct and indicate to you where you are best served by way of the use of your energy. Okay, it's going to be important. Now, as we approach that full moon in the sign of Scorpio, there is this level of intensity that's coming in. And the next day we have Pluto moving retrograde in Capricorn again. So there is just going to be this little bit of reminder, I think, of where we're kind of, where we're allowing that internalization of some of the emotions to sort of be suppressed and pushed down, and it's almost just like the universe is going to give you a little bit of a reminder of what you've been working on and how it's been showing up and what you've been healing and the progress that you've made. But perhaps you might see something coming to light or being revealed that's just going to give you a bit of an awakened moment, shall we say? Yeah, a bit of an awakened moment. Now you've got Queen of Wands, which of course is representative of your energy coming through. Beautiful fire. You look very comfortable here. And with the Nine of Cups as well, there is something about you starting to feel more comfortable through the course of this month. Now for some of you that might just be, mentally, your anxiety or thought forms are just starting to come into a little bit more clarity, a little bit more certainty, and just feeling a little bit more rooted and grounded. You might be channeling a lot of energy into passion. There might be things coming towards you and starting to reveal themselves by way of progress, opportunity, that's just making you feel a little bit more optimistic and hopeful. We're reminding you not to keep digging. When you receive that good cosmic boost, that beautiful charge of energy, don't unpick it. Don't receive it in the moment and think, this is wonderful, I'm on track, I believe in this is where I'm at. And then over the coming 24, 48 hours, try to go back to old ways and, just undo all of the certainty that your intuition, that Queen of Wands wants to deliver to you, okay? There's a strong sense of feminine energy coming in through the course of April. So I think that for many of you, by way of support, whether it be professionally, personally, through your social circle, friendships, it does indicate that this is where you're going to derive an awful lot of positive energy coming in. And I do feel like there is help available. Just make sure you're asking for it if it's what you are needing, if it's what you are seeking, okay? Beautiful, creative, manifesting charge of energy coming in. And like we said, you're going to be very magnetic. So if you have important things to say, if you want to put something out there, if you've got conversations where you're trying to advance or progress yourself, or to get somebody to see your perspective or how you how you are seeing things and what you can give to a situation, great energy to be working with, especially around your new moon on the 11th of the month, yeah? Just a little reminder, just ahead of that new moon on the 9th, we've got Mars squaring Neptune. So that's a little bit of an uncomfortable energy to be working with. You might feel that in the days before and after. And it's, I suppose, this difficult energetic balance of sort of, trying to be realistic in terms of what it is that you're going after and starting to feel a little bit lost perhaps in the, is this happening? Can this happen? And just, feeling that maybe some of the goals, aspirations and intentions are starting to get a little bit hazy or confusing. So just be aware that's in the backdrop, and it might feel a little bit uncomfortable when you're charging up to that new moon and it's all gung-ho and you're ready to kind of move forward. You've got the full energy here, which is a gorgeous representation, of course, of this solar returns for you, of the beginning of this new astrological year, shift in season and energy and rhythm. He's looking exceptionally optimistic. Now, there are some clouds in the background, but right now above him is that blue sky. So yes, there are some things that we still need to work through, but you look quite energized and you're feeling, I suppose, a little bit reflective, I think, on the journey that you've been on, but also really ready for the change, ready to just be directed, ready to be guided, ready to start reclaiming things for yourself. The other thing I want to just bring up this month is just a reminder that the energy could feel at times a little bit guilt tripping, so you may well experience this from other people, or even in situations where you feel like someone was on board with something and then they have a sort of swift change of heart, change of mind. And so this feeling of trying to guilt trip people in to agreeing to things or to specific approaches is also being highlighted a little bit. And we've got the Knight of Swords energy here, and you can see someone's kind of charging towards you, but you look sort of ambivalent to their energy. There's almost something like, I'm just not interested, just kind of keep out of my space, keep away from me. So if someone is kind of trying to project that onto you, in any area or aspect of your life, just remind yourself of what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it, why it's important. I think you almost need to have that philosophy, that mantra, that manifesto for, what's going to change, what you want to be different. And I'm sure that the equinox energies, which are still going to be in play right now, are showing you what that balance needs to look like, where you need to make that shift in your life. So this Knight of Swords could come in a little bit aggressively, might come in a little bit doggedly by way of what they're trying to take from you, or to almost, I hesitate to say the word manipulate, but I guess maybe some of you might experience it on that level. I just get it as this kind of guilt tripping vibe, okay? Of course, though, the Knight of Swords can deliver news. It's swift news, swift changes, but you look poised and ready for that, Aries. So I'm not too concerned about your ability to move and move quickly. It's one of the beautiful aspects to your natural personality, the way that your energy essence works. That fire allows you to take charge and to kind of leap into action and be that warrior on the front line of your life. You're not afraid to kind of have those switchback moments where they're needed. All I'm going to say is if that happens and you do get kind of pulled into somebody else's storyline, and it means that you have to put something on hold or have that compromise, just be really aware what your priorities are so they don't get lost. I think that's why we have the anchoring energy of this Queen right at the top of the reading here, and just saying there's something exceptionally important about your focus not being derailed through this month of April, okay? Because we're kind of opening up in the energy, and there's a lot that we can harness from that. And if you're going to end up giving it to someone else or something else, there's a cost to your progress in that moment. So only you can kind of come to a peace and an acceptance and a reconciliation within yourself if that's warranting the decision, the choice, the movement, yeah. But what we want to say is that with this being your solar returns, it's time to kind of put some of those wants, needs and desires on your side, first and foremost in your mind, okay? I do think there's the opportunity to take something and run with it, is what they're telling me. So I also think that you can make tremendous progress really quickly, okay? So if you feel like you've got behind with something, or something has been really slow to move, be well aware that there's something about the energy and the stimulus that comes in, especially with that unexpected energy of Uranus coming through, that's going to make something move forward at a faster pace than perhaps you expected. So we've got Tower coming through here, and I think that there is something about this unexpected vibe that's kind of coming charging towards you. And perhaps it is going to surprise you or take you by surprise. We'll see in the extended kind of what's going to go beneath this and where exactly it's coming from. But certainly there is something that we need to address in order to be able to move forward. And that might just mean a very firm understanding on your part of where your boundary is or what you're moving away from and why. And I do feel that, again, that Scorpio full moon is going to be the revelation of something that's pretty important, but also might feel pretty intense through that month of April. There is just this beautiful reminder that we want you to have about exactly how far you've come and what you have at your fingertips, Aries. It's just like, look at all of the beautiful natural talents and gifts that you have, because there's something about the energy of this month saying, what do we need to use? What do we need to utilize that's not being at this moment kind of brought into the equation, because it can really amplify something. It can really take something to the next level. And if you find in your connections and relationships that you're not being able to be yourself, or that natural part of you that's the best part of you isn't coming up to the surface, and that's also going to be a really strong indication about some changes or conversations that might need to be had, during the course of this month and beyond. Yeah. When Mars moves into Cancer, it's a kind of uncomfortable placement a little bit for Mars energy, your natural ruler. It can be a little bit passive aggressive. And so, I think that there is that kind of undertone energy that's going on, but I don't think that you're in the mood, nor do you have the time or the inclination to go there. So it may well be this is what might be coming towards you. And even if you catch yourself feeling that kind of vibe, there's just a strong indication of just trying to move away in a different direction. But I'm feeling that this is an opportunity for you to really start to see the progress of things and feel more secure by way of abundance, by way of opportunity, by way of actually seeing that you're making a difference and understanding where you need to direct certain things so that you can see more. There's more coming. And I want you to get into the energy of that mindset. It's going to be really important. So let's just have a look at these oracle cards, see how they're reflecting your reading. So your healing energy is boundaries. Yeah, it's important. Okay. There is a distance. You're putting a distance between you and someone or something. And I think you have been on an exceptionally long journey in relation to this. Okay. I think it's been playing out for some time. I don't think this is a new situation for you. But I think you've grown exceptionally. You're in a really strong, independent place right now. The peacock represents that ability for you to actually be quiet with your sort of nobility, your integrity, but also be unafraid to kind of really stand up for yourself. That beautiful aspect of assertiveness coming through very strongly. I think other people are also aware of the journey that you've been on, but also giving you space to deal with this in your own way, Aries, and that's important. So I don't see a lot of meddling happening. I think that you're being given the opportunity to express what you want, and I think other people are going to accept and support you if you ask them to, but not get involved if you are of the wherewithal that says, I need to do this and I need to do it my way, okay? So just have a think about where those boundaries need to be taking place. Okay, so we've got our astrology cards. Let's just see what comes through for this for you for the month. Okay, we've got the energy of Taurus. Trust, patience, and sensuality. Of course, Taurus is that second house of value, the way that you value yourself both in love relationships, in the way that you draw the accumulation of resources, of abundance, of material things around you. And I think that you're making some very strong, empowered decisions through the course of this month, into Taurus season that are going to be very, very significant in terms of the rewards that you reap as a result of it. That's why I'm saying the prioritization of things needs to be an awareness that you have, even if you find yourself getting kind of lost in something that is infinitely pleasurable, but perhaps not exactly supportive in achieving some of the goals. Now, it's always, of course, important to get that right work-life balance, but Taurus manages that beautifully, don't they, as an energy? You know, they're all about the security and the sustainability and putting the right foundations in place, but my goodness, do they know how to enjoy themselves, the pleasures of life, the richness of, you know, what they're going to surround themselves with to make themselves feel good. So there's a reminder of how you can embody that energy through the course of April to support you more fully. So these are beautiful flower essence cards. I'm just going to see what we are pulling for your flower of the month, Aries. Oleander, strong boundaries. Okay, a little bit of a strong sign coming up for the month of April that we need to assert ourselves, Aries. I mean, you know, in all honesty, I really feel it's connected to this Knight of Swords and Tower situation. May well be something coming back from the past. Like we said, we've got that long journey that we've been on as a result of this, okay? But you have changed, you know, you have changed. And it's just, I think in some ways, the universe giving you the opportunity to demonstrate that, not for anybody else actually, but for yourself, because that's going to be really important for your own growth and how you see your worthiness, you know, and that flowing out by way of important decisions that you're going to be making. It's a really charged month. It's very stimulating. There's some unexpected things coming through, but I think you can harness and work them all to your advantage. I think you're going to be feeling more rooted and grounded in your own energy and really deciding what you're going to be reclaiming and why. You're getting really clear on your why this month. That's what I want to say, Aries. Okay, I hope that this is relevant and resonant for you as you continue to move through this month of April. This is a general reading. If you'd like to join me for the extended version, we talk for another 20 minutes or so. You can find the link for the extended reading in the description box in the comment section underneath, Aries. The extended readings are $8. It's just a way to support my channel, and I deeply appreciate those of you that come through. So I'm just going to invite you to think about a question that I might not have answered in this general spread. We'll pull some cards and cover that in the extended for you, okay? So just focus on that now for me, Aries. Okay. Right, I'm just going to clarify this main spread now as well. So again, we're just going to cover these clarifying cards in the extended reading a little bit more. So we're bringing through the Seven of Pentacles, deep in assessment with regards to this relationship or partnership or choices and decisions coming through quite strongly. Okay, we've got energy of the Chariot coming up here as well. Three of Pentacles coming in as well. Okay, we've got another energy of the Tower, but we also have the Sun. That's what I feel. Like I'm not, you know, even though we have some disruption coming through, like inherently I think it's just going to really work in your favor, actually. So try not to get too concerned about the way that it comes through. We've got the Magician coming up here, also known as the Witch in this deck. You have to just keep your mindset really strong on the outcomes that you're looking for. We've got the King of Cups coming in there with the Nine of Cups as well. Interesting. There's a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that might be relevant. We've got the Four of Swords here as well. 7. A lot of sevens coming through here. And the Ace. This is the need for the listening coming in, really important this month. Okay, we've got Eight of Cups coming in. What I like is that there's a movement away from what has felt pressured. Pressured environments, pressured situations, pressured emotional states. We've got another Two of Cups coming in here. Maybe it is significant by way of relationships for some of you, and another Queen of Wands. Another Queen of Pentacles. Another Nine of Cups here. So you're getting a lot of repeated cards. Just really strengthens a lot of the messages that we've talked about in the first part of the reading. But there'll be more to unearth for us in the extended. You've got High Priestess coming in here. Three of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. There's a real recovery aspect from this tower situation, okay? So we need to keep this in mind. Okay, so we've got Nine of Swords with the boundaries. Empress energy coming in over Taurus, which of course is connected. Taurus linked with that Empress. Beautiful. And the Seven of Wands. Okay, Aries, I'm going to leave it there. I look forward to connecting if you're going to join me for the extended. I wish you beautiful solar returns for April. Thanks for tuning into the channel. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop me a like or subscribe. And I'll tune in again next month. Take good care. Bye for now.